It is NRL Sunday coming to you live on Mother's Day from Suncorp Stadium in Brisbane on what is a perfect autumn day in the Queensland capital for what promises to be a very entertaining game between the Brisbane Broncos and the Manly Warringah Sea Eagles, two teams who have built up a great rivalry since they played their first game against each other in the Broncos' first game way back in 1988. And not a bad crowd here on a Sunday afternoon, Mother's Day in 2008, and we wish all the mums a very happy Mother's Day for this afternoon. As we look at the Manly side, as per program 1 through 7, Steve Maddai and Steve Bell in the centres, Lyon and Orford the halves. The only change they have comes in the forwards. Brent Kite, who played in the test, of course, on Friday night, will start from the interchange bench. Glenn Hall in jumper number 15 will start. Steve Menzies, back from a hamstring injury, he will start in the back row in jumper number 11. And the bench now reads as Kite, Cuthbertson, Bryant and Lestrange, Vic Morrow, the man omitted, and that man in the middle of your screen, Des Hasler, is the coach for the Manly Sea Eagles. The Brisbane Broncos have lost a couple of key players. Justin Hodges is out. He can't back up from the test on Friday night. That means Joel Moon will come into the starting lineup wearing jumper number 17. The rest of the back line in as per program, of course, no Darren Lockyer. He underwent surgery this morning. And Tony Carroll is out with a hamstring complaint. Greg Eastwood will start in the lock forward position in jumper number 16. And that means the new interchange bench for the Brisbane Broncos looks this way. Marsh, Kenny Taylor and Derek Watkins, former North Queensland Cowboy, playing his first grade game for Brisbane after 3 seasons with the club. And of course the coach is Wayne Bennett. And joining me in commentary this afternoon, Gordon Tallis. And Gordon, a real test for these Brisbane Broncos this afternoon without 3 of their most experienced players, Hodges, Lockyer and Carroll. Yeah, but what they lack in experience this afternoon should make up with enthusiasm. Sammy Thaida's captain, I think he's been outstanding. Unlucky to miss out on the test match, but it's a great challenge for Wallace to take this team, take the bull by the horns and control this team and get them around the park. Carmichael Hunter's going to help him out, of course, at fullback, and I think they got a better balance on the bench, the Broncos. For those of you who may have paid good money for a big league program and watching at home or in clubs and pubs, Brent Kite is not wearing number 8, he's now in number 10, and Josh Perry is not wearing 8, he is now in number 10. So Kite is not 10, he's now 8, and Perry not 8, now 10. So we're confused before we even start, as Manly changed the numbers in the program, Gordy, so you've wasted $4 or something on buying that program. So we'll just change that in our programs, and the front rowers will be in different numbers. We'll see Brent Kite when he comes on the field a little bit later in this match, as the Manly players wish each other the best of luck. And a real test for any side when they come to Brisbane, but Manly have got the wood over the Broncos in 2007. They'll be hoping to continue it in 2008. They won both their games last year against the Brisbane side on their way to being runners-up, and they will consider themselves a real chance this afternoon. You see number 5 there, young David Williams, making his first grade debut. He'll be very nervous. He'll remember this day, playing Brisbane in Brisbane for his first grade game, as Matt Orford will lead this Manly side out onto Suncorp Stadium on what is a perfect afternoon for football. And not a bad crowd built up on Mother's Day, certainly not one of the biggest ones we've seen here in Brisbane. And Matt Orford leads out Manly, and they will go to the northern end of the ground. They have plenty of support here in Brisbane. They'll need that this afternoon because the Broncos are always very well supported. They've got some very experienced players who they'll be looking to this afternoon. And the last man out of the tunnel, one of those, Stephen Menzies, as we welcome Scott Sattler to the commentary this afternoon.
Well, thanks Mark and Gordy. And Stephen Menzies, I believe, is one of the greats of our game, certainly one of the greatest Eagles. And highest try scoring forward in the history of our game, and still going strong, and spent time at 5'8" sometime this year. But look for him to be one of Matty Orford's key combinations in attack out wide.
He is just a wonderful player, has been for a number of years, and let's hope he continues to play in season 2009. And Matt Orford, plenty of pressure on him this afternoon, as there always is, as Sam Thaiday gets ready to lead out the Brisbane Broncos. Not the first time he's done it, but certainly an honour for Sam Thaiday, who is in the best form of his career. He's an Australian representative, and here he is leading out the Brisbane Broncos at home, followed by Ashton Sims, a very young and one of the most inexperienced Brisbane lineups we've seen outside of State of Origin time. And David Stagg with the famous number 6 on his back, and this man has been in outstanding form this year. Can score a try, Darius Boyd, Gordon Tallis.
Yeah, he certainly can. I remember watching him play a schoolboys game about 4 or 5 years ago, and I told Wayne Bennett that he was ready for first grade. Then he was playing fullback at the time. He can play anywhere in the back line, being an absolutely outstanding form with a great combination with Justin Hodges. He's not going to be with him there today, but he's certainly got a lot of experience.
Shane Hayne is our first grade referee this afternoon. Brisbane defending the southern or Milton Road end of Suncorp Stadium, and Manly will defend the northern or Caxton Street end of the ground. It's a beautiful day for football. And we've got time on here at Suncorp Stadium. Michael Ennis gets boot to ball, and Manly will have first touch of the football. And Glenn Hall in 15 gets his first hit up and runs into the meat of the Broncos defence. And there to meet him, Joel Clinton and Ben Hannant. Now taking the ball forward, wearing number 10, Josh Perry, just over the 20-metre line by about a metre. Allen and acting half. Here's Menzies. They go wide early to Robertson. Comes away from the touchline. Sims is there to make the tackle just shy of the 40-metre line. Matt High, former Ipswich Jet, spent some time here in Brisbane. He's now tackled 5 metres short of the halfway line. Now Orford gets his first kick of the afternoon. Doesn't find the grass though. Straight down the throat of Carmichael Hunt, who seems to have lost his sidestep. Gordon, where's it gone? All the youngsters were mimicking the Carmichael Hunt sidestep a couple of years ago, and Stephen Menzies is hurt after that tackle.
Well, he's running the one tough hombre, Stephen Menzies. That's what Carmichael does. That's what I love about him so much. There wouldn't be too many front rows in the game that bring the ball back with as much interest as Carmichael Hunt.
First penalty of the afternoon. Joel Moon gets it for the Broncos. Manly all over the tackle player, but that would be a huge blow for Manly. Let's hope it's just a burner for him. Here it is again.
Yeah, it is a burner, the old-fashioned burner when you hit it and the nerves go, well, funny, there's the penalty here. Manly just a bit too eager on the player, trying to work him when he's on the ground.
So good opportunity here for Brisbane inside Manly territory. There's strong defence from the Sea Eagles as Hannant will play it. Now 38 metres out from the line. That was a forward pass, was it, from Ennis? And that was a miraculous take from Joel Clinton. That's a circus trick. He's played that 30 metres out from the line. Here's Ennis. Now it comes to Stagg. Stagg to Hunt. Quick hands. It was touched by Manly. Played out, says the referee. And now Darius Boyd has it. He's got through the tackle. He's still going Boyd. Now he's wrapped up by Maddai. 21 metres out from the goal line. So Brisbane on the attack with tackles up their sleeve. The referee restarts the count. Now Sims will play it. About 15 metres out from the line. Ennis out of acting half. Looking there for Clinton. He's lost the football. And Manly survive. He could take the difficult one behind his backside, Joel Clinton, but he dropped that one.
Yeah, well, opportunity goes begging there for Brisbane, as you're right. Joel Clinton has Manly.
Into space, Jamie Lyon. Where's Stephen Bell? He's trying to look for him. Now to David Williams. His first touch in first grade. Can he score himself a try? No. Carmichael Hunt there is to make the tackle. And so too Peter Wallace. He'll play the ball back. It comes from Lyon. Ordinary pass. Bounces nicely though for Orford. Turns it inside to Williamson. He goes straight and hard, and Friday there to make the tackle. 9 metres out from the goal line. Manly on the attack. Ballon goes into acting half. He goes over, reaches out. Has he got it down or did he lose it? Is he short? The referee said he lost it. He can't get much closer without scoring a try. He must have been just centimetres away and lost control of the football.
Yeah, well, Matty Ballon playing against his old club tries to reach out. Got to see the replay trying to score the try. Did he get there?
We're looking at you to see what you're saying. Couldn't hear a thing.
No, he didn't.
Well, that's short.
Jeez, it must be inches short, and
Carmichael Hunt's stolen it.
Well, he's gone for the try.
No, the ball's grounded, the tackle's complete, and he's come and taken the ball. How does Brisbane get the ball there when Ballon had the ball knocked out of his hand by a Bronco?
To be fair to Shane Hayne, but to be fair, it's live motion. He's made a decision.
Well, he does have the ability to check it upstairs. And so Manly, I think, can feel a little bit hard done by there, but there's a terrific tackle from Menzies. His shoulders all right. Now Eastwood's come up with the error, and so the Broncos, maybe there's a little bit of justice there. And now Manly have an opportunity here to really go on the attack.
I always knew the football gods were fair, Mark.
What goes around comes around, Gordy.
Well, that play wasn't really on. That's David Stagg overplaying. Just get out of the 40-metre line, get the kick. That's what the experience. That's the experience what they're lacking. Darren Lockyer controlling the ship there, making them get to the 40.
Here's Lyon. Now Stewart round the back. Good tackle there from Joel Moon. Whenever Brett Stewart's got a bit of space, that takes some doing to bring him down. Here's Williams, a former Eel, making his first grade debut this afternoon, 15 metres short of the goal line. So Manly with a golden opportunity here. Ballon. Now it goes to Hall, who's hitting a good tackle there by Sims. 10 metres out from the goal line, right in front of the uprights here at the southern end of Suncorp Stadium. Williamson cut out to Glenn Stewart. Now to his brother Brett. Quick hands Bell. Steps inside one. Still going Bell, but Thaiday from behind with a try saver because he had Williams on his outside. Unmarked line. Now to Williamson, and he's tackled 10 metres out from the line. Sims involved. They're under the pump here, the Brisbane Broncos. They're short out to the left. It comes to Orford, the cross-field kick. It's too deep. It's going to go over the touchline on the full, is it? Leaping high, tapping it back on the inside, Robertson. But they've come up with the ball, the Brisbane Broncos, on the far side through Denon Kemp. They survive on this occasion.
Well, great defence there from the Broncos. Great attack by Manly. Went both sides of the ruck. Here's the tap back in. Darius Boyle on the spot. Great football all round.
Clinton hitting a solid tackle by Perry, but not able to be wrapped up. 20 metres away from the Brisbane line. Can they hang on to the football? Here's Hannett. Hitting another good tackle. There's plenty of contact out there, 30 metres out from their own line. And Ben Hannett smashed there by Perry. And certainly getting through some defensive work as Wallace kicks early. Straight down the middle of the field. Here's some room for Brett Stewart, who was under an injury cloud with a calf injury. He doesn't seem to be too hampered there as he returns it just over the 40-metre line. And Wallace, the kicker, makes the tackle with Eastwood. Now it comes to Maddai. I'm sure Eastwood will be smarting missing out on that New Zealand side on Friday night. Steve Maddai, of course, has represented New Zealand as Robertson has a run. 6 minutes gone, no score on the board. NRL Sunday, the Broncos and Manly as Menzies takes on the defence, then throws it back, and Williamson dives on it. Was it played out? The referee said no. That's tackle number 4 as Maddai goes to acting half. Now Orford, Perry, quick hands. Hall under pressure, almost through it, and Wallace was sweating on an intercept, standing there in front of Jamie Lyon. And now the tackle is 5 for Manly. It comes to Lyon. On his inside, Perry is offside, but he's staying outside the 10. A tough one there for Carmichael Hunt as it was swirling, but there was no real pressure as the defenders couldn't get up there to put pressure on him, but Glenn Stewart made the tackle.
Carmichael Hunt runs straight into Steve Menzies and tries to step Matt Orford. It doesn't make sense.
Maybe he should be a forward rather than a back.
Oh, mate, you play him anywhere, Carmichael Hunt. Great player.
Here's Clinton, throws the dummy to Hannett, and takes the tackle himself, and I think Williamson was the man around the legs. Matt Ballon over the top, and is trying to pick up some easy metres out of acting half, but the markers did their job for Manly. Hunt to Wallace, short ball, now he kicks from inside the 40. A bit of miscommunication, but in the end they got out of it pretty well there, the Brisbane Broncos. And Stewart now looking for a way through. He didn't want to run at Sam Thaiday, and who can blame him? He runs at Michael Ennis, who made the tackle, and Thaiday comes in to assist. Here's Williams, only involved early in his first grade debut. At 10 metres short of the halfway line. Orford. Now it comes to Steve Maddai. He's got Menzies on his outside. They had the numbers there, Manly, if Menzies was able to get the ball from Maddai, but he took the tackle of Hannett. Now Orford. Dummies and hitting a great tackle. Michael Ennis didn't fall for that. And Brisbane have come up with it in the tackle, says the referee. And Brisbane have come up with possession.
Great play there by Michael Ennis. I get sick of watching halfbacks coming across and just dropping somebody off for the sake of dropping them off. Great defence, put him under pressure, and he come up with the mistake. It was a nothing play that Orford was trying to do. He wasn't trying to attract any players. Good defence, Broncos.
Here's Wallace, cut out ball fired, a good juggle. Tackled around the legs, now tied up over the top by Glenn Stewart. Inside the 20 go Brisbane. Ennis out of acting half, looking for runners. He's going to kick. No real chase though. It was an awkward one for Robertson, who did get down around his ankles. Now they're in a little bit of trouble here, the Broncos. It did open up for Robertson. There's the flop. Ashton Sims penalised, but that was almost dangerous there for the Brisbane Broncos. They weren't expecting the kick, and the chase wasn't good, and there was a chance for Robertson there.
Yeah, look, there was. That's what happens when you kick without communication. Sam Thaiday, they're all walking in the background there with the Broncos. Great defence there by Wallace, a late flop there by Sims. But that's where you miss the experience of a Darren Lockyer. He knows exactly where to kick it. They know what play he's going to kick it on because he talks about it. I think Innes there just probably panicked a little bit.
I reckon if Robertson had stepped left instead of right, he was away.
You're talking to me about stepping?
Couple of metres short of the halfway line. Here's Line. Inside to Stewart. Menzies lurking. Pops it back to Ballon. Now Orford. He gives it to Maddai. He runs good line, Steve Maddai, doesn't he? Look to come in on the angle then.
He's very aggressive ball runner and very aggressive defence. I'm really looking forward to his challenge or up against Darius Poor today, a young guy.
Here's Jamie Lyon away from Wallace. He tried the Gidley flick out the back and dived upon by Ennis. It just seems whichever side at the moment wants to hang on to the football and mount a bit of pressure will be the first to score. Both sides have created chances, but the last pass being forced and going to ground. There's a highish tackle from Hall. I thought it was just a bit of a grab, really, but the referee decided it's not on, and Brisbane get a relieving penalty.
Yeah, well, hasn't Jamie Lyon been dangerous? Anytime he takes the ball on, the little show at the back, probably just overplayed his hand there, just take the tackle. And there's the high shot, more of a grab. Maybe worth a penalty.
I'm sure you would have blown up if you're penalised for that.
I blew up for less than that, Mark.
Up towards the 30. Here's Ennis out of acting half, linking up with Ashton Sims, and did Glenn Hall cop an accidental knock to the head there from Williamson, his teammate? He's up on his feet. He seems to be okay. Ennis now with Stagg. Stagg takes on Menzies, who comes up with the tackle 20 metres away from the goal line. Here's Ennis out of acting half. They look dangerous when he starts to lurk. Now Wallace, Carmichael Hunt kicking. Here's the chase for Denon Kemp. The bounce wasn't great, but he did miraculously to pick the ball up, stay inside the touchline and score the try. That is a try, no doubt about it. Shane Haynes checking it, but that is a wonderful try for the Brisbane Broncos.
Well, the only problem I have is, does he knock it on? Last week they saw a ball come past or get past to him around his feet. He kicked it twice to score a great try, a freakish try. This one's even better. Great hands, Carmichael Hunt, beautiful vision. Great experience, Carmichael Hunt. Well, they're all on side. Does he lose the grip on the ball now when he's... No, that's a try. Geez, that's a great effort. The awareness to know to keep your legs on the inside of the field, take your time, don't panic, beautiful hands. There's the try line under pressure, know he's coming. It's Greg Inglis like. I know Greg Inglis scored a great try and you can't put people in Greg Inglis's class, but last week a ball passed at his feet, kicked it twice for a great try, and today even better.
Here's the decision, Denon Kemp. What a terrific try for Denon Kemp. What a try to start us here on Mother's Day. Brisbane lead by 4 points to 0, and that is as good as it gets.
Good movie.
Thank you, Gordy.
No, well, look, it was just, look, he's a young player. He hasn't played a lot of football. I think 16. A footy side was short, and he come in at a run, and he's got an NRL career out of it. He used to play soccer. Well, that's just great skill. He overrun the football. He got the ugliest bounce that we know that rugby league footballers can do. Skimmed low. The presence to stay in the field to play, take his time. Hurry up and rush, but take your time.
I know you can get excited in the moment when you see something good, but I know I said it's as good. That is one of the best pieces of skill. Inglis on Friday night was terrific, but that, as you said, Gordy, is equal to it. That was extremely difficult, and he made it look so easy. Not only the bouncing ball, he knew he had the touchline, he knew he had the corner post, and he knew he had the covered defence. Denon Kemp, that was outstanding. Michael Ennis from touch, 25 metres out. To add the extra 2, he's hooked it to the left, and the score will remain 4 points to 0 as we go down to the touchline. Scotty Sattler.
Well, the first attacking raid from the Brisbane Broncos, and a lot of credence has to go to the decoy runners also for the Brisbane Broncos in that try. 2 decoy runners, brings young Williams up on this right-hand side, coming up and in defence, causing space on the outside. So great play there from the Broncos. Just on Gordy, when you're talking about Michael Ennis and his rushing defence, when they seem to hang back and wait for the Manly Seagulls to play, they make space for themselves. If they get out and rushing Matty Orford, cutting down his thinking time, they're not as effective.
There's a penalty. Hannett got the high one there, and I think that may have injured him a little bit.
Is it just me, or does he look like Nick Nolte, Benny Hannett, when he runs?
That was a high one from Perry then.
Yeah, it is. Look, it's a thin line. He wants to give his side a strong message. He wants him to run straight. Benny Hannett, late footwork, just a bit of a swerve, trying to get around him at the last minute.
Nick Nolte at his best, not in his not in his mugshot.
No.
Here's Ennis. Now he offloads to Clinton.
But like you talk about the inexperience that Brisbane have. Sorry, Mark. There's still 4 test players out there for them. So there is some experience out there, just not in the key positions.
Here's Sims, who's arguably in the best form of his career. And Ennis, the same can be said for him out of acting half. And Glenn Stewart, they're on a bit of a roll here, the Broncos. The Manly side just seem to be hanging on at the moment. Wallace growing in confidence. Stagg, Hunt, quick hands, beautiful ball. Here's another chance for them. Stepping out of a tackle, Darius Boyd. He doesn't get it down though. Can he stay in? How did he stay in over there? Terrific defence from Manly, but they're under the gun here. Robertson at acting half. Now it comes back to Wallace, kicking for Ennis, and a terrific bounce. He almost lost it. He scored the try. That will be a try. Shane Hayne wants to check it. Any closer, and Shane Hayne could have tackled him.
Well, that's
I'm going to try before we see it.
Yeah, 100%. Great kick there. Great kick there by Peter Wallace.
Try.
Yeah.
I'm saying try.
95%. He's trying to sell it. He's trying to sell
75%.
it. Did he get it down?
No separation for mine. I'm going try.
So am I.
100% Gordy. I'm going try. Tim Mann is looking at it again. I'm not going to back away. I'm going to stay with it. Try benefit the doubt. But having said that, if he comes up with no try, I'm not going to argue. There's Darren Lockyer. Where is he? He might be nearest Gordy. We might have to get you to jump out and ask him how the surgery went.
He will be sitting in the coaches.
Try, there it is.
Yeah.
We were spot on right from the start. 100% correct. 8-0 with a kick to come. And it's a beautifully weighted kick again. Manly, they're in trouble here at the moment.
Well, they are. Darius Boyd found some room over there on the right-hand side, but Peter Wallace, great vision. Brett Stewart made the tackle over in the corner with Robinson, which made him out of position. Peter Wallace, that's what all smart footballers do, just in behind, well weighted. Try, good execution. 100%. Broncos happy for them. For the young guys, their confidence here today. They had to start well, and they've done that.
The Manly needed a little bit of football to get themselves back in this game. They've made an interchange. Glenn Hall comes off and Brent Kite comes on, the test player. After 15 minutes of play, and Ennis adds the extras 2 to convert his own try. They now lead by 10 points to 0, the Brisbane Broncos, and back-to-back tries are something that teams try and avoid, conceding consecutive tries, and that unfortunately for Manly is what happened. And they haven't touched the football. It was on the back of a high tackle from Perry on Hannett to give the Broncos reasonable field position, and then they almost scored on the corner, and the kick again, giving that man his 5th try of the season. What a year he's having. No certainty to be here in Brisbane next year either. Here's Orford with the restart. Staggers under it, right on his goal line. Hannett with the take again. Runs at Williamson, who makes the tackle. Menzies is there. They'll work it out from their own 10-metre line now, Brisbane. Here's Clinton. Offloads, 10 out from his own line. Luckily, Thaiday was awake and picked the ball up around his toes and gets it over the 20-metre line. Wallace. Sims. Glenn Stewart with the tackle around the legs. Ballon was over the top. Here's Carmichael Hunt with the step again and taken there by Jamie Lyon.
Well, they've got to be careful here, the Broncos. Some blokes think that they've got to do more than just their job here today with the absence of Hodges and Lockyer. Sam Thaiday and Carmichael Hunt just showed them what to do. When they're coming out of their red zone, tuck the ball underneath your arm. Let's just get to the 40 after we've scored points and get to our kick.
Here's Maddie. Here's Menzies. Runs at Hannett. Makes the tackle. 5 metres short of the halfway line. Manly's into the field. Ballon out of acting half. Now it comes to Kite. Kite can't offload as the ball is wrapped up. Now he can offload because he got his arm free. Stagg couldn't wrap it up totally. Glenn Stewart. Now it comes to Perry. Menzies hit in back play without the ball is still on the ground. And now Perry will play it. Here's Orford. Now it comes to Line. Line stepping straight into the shoulder of Wallace. Last tackle here for Manly. 30 out from the line. It comes to Ballon. He puts the ball high in the air. It's a wobbly old difficult one for Hunt. Robertson, and Hunt takes it magnificently and then is nailed by Steve Maddai.
Well, any fullback playing our game all across the country, watch Carmichael Hunt here, did not take his eyes off the football. That's his job, is to catch it. Don't worry about that. You'll get protected by your players. Great take under a lot of pressure by Maddai.
What a terrific take.
And it looked like a bit of miscommunication between him and Robinson there for a while.
Never took his eye off the ball though, did he? Carmichael Hunt. 22 metres out from their own line here, Brisbane. Now it comes to Ben Hannett. What a year he's having as well. When you look through this Brisbane side, and they're leading the competition because they've got so many players playing the best form of their career. Hannett being one of the menace. Sam Thaiday, I would suggest. Ashton Sims, Peter Wallace, Denon Kemp,
Darius
Boyd, all playing some of the best football they've ever played.
And just add Darren Lock here, Carmichael Hunt, Justin Hodges into the mix, and Tony Carroll.
There's no wonder they're on the top of the table. Bell. Now it comes to Glenn Stewart. Runs at Wallace, who makes a good tackle with the assistance there of Sam Faraday. As we approach the halfway mark of the first half, Orford gets it to Kite, does well, the big front rower, to take the ball, then get into space and taken from behind by Stagg. Plays the ball back to Menzies, now to Orford. They've got a chance on this short side here. Maddai pushes away from one, gets the arm free. Now to Robertson away from the touchline, and they're 10 metres out from the line. Manly on the last tackle. The Broncos are struggling to get back. Here comes Jamie Lyon. He should have passed instead of kicked there, Orford. And the Brisbane Broncos tidy up through Carmichael Hunt.
Correct there, Mark. I think that Orford overplayed his hand there with the kick, fifth and last. I think the pass would have been the same result as Sam Thaiday.
Goal line.
Perry almost got there. Sam Thaiday, did he know that Perry was coming, or he just knew that he had it covered? Either way, I think it was a little bit closer than he and the Brisbane supporters would have liked.
Look, it was very cool. There's Darius Boyd. Good defence there by Manly, throwing the ball at the back. Take the tackle.
And that's exactly what you were talking about before. And there's Manly come up with an error. Robertson and Orford, the miscommunication, and Robertson's knocked it on. Those errors really hurt. Matt Orford ran right across him then.
That's what you do to your mates at training. You give them like the old dummy catch where you run past and put your hands up. It looked like Matt Orford did that then. He didn't get the best view of the ball, Michael Robinson, but you can't afford to make mistakes at this level. Not when you got a side under pressure. You built points. You've made them made a mistake. You get your first opportunity of a match in a good ball area, and you come up with that.
Third week in a row that Brisbane's kept the opposition scoreless in the first 20 minutes, which is a pretty good feat, and another reason why they're winning games.
Well, especially a side like Manly, they've scored at the last 25 games. They've scored first 22 times. They're fast starters. They get into the game well. And then Manly are front runners. They love getting out in front and making you chase them. And Brisbane have been slow starters. They've only scored 36 points in their last, since round one, 36 points in their first 20 minutes of the match, of their matches.
Joel Clinton coming off for Brisbane, and ongoing Nick Kenny for their first interchange of the game. As Hannett will play it. Now it comes to Sims. And he's tackled about 35 metres away from the Manly line. This is the last tackle, and Wallace will put the ball in the air. It's not a deep kick, and Robertson will be under pressure but takes it well. And the defence is there to get him straight away as we head down to the touchline. Scott Sattler.
Well, Mark, you mentioned early on that's probably why the Brisbane Broncos are winning so many games, and another reason is that they are the least penalised side in the NRL, and what they do is when Lockie doesn't play, you wonder how do they win, but they just frustrate sides. They're patient, they're composed, and they're very disciplined, and their up-tempo style really frustrates sides. And this today is going to be a great test for the Manly Seagulls to see how they're really travelling a third of the way through the season.
Terrific defence there from Kenny and Eastwood. Now here's Glenn Stewart. Out the back to Jamie Lyon. Good tackle, Wallace. Bell was waiting for the football on Lyon's right shoulder. Now an awful pass to Warford, who has to jump. Kicks from inside his 40, but it's not near the touchline. A nice bounce here for Carmichael Hunt, who returns it over the 30, steps past Maddie, who tried to line him up and missed him almost completely. An air swing. Robinson.
Well, I know people keep on talking about missing Monaghan, but Manly aren't making as many yards. And Matt Orford's got a great kicking game, but it's not long. And Broncos here are starting to win the arm wrestle. They're going to get more opportunities. And I think the game could slip well out of Manly's hands if the Broncos score another couple of tries before half-time.
Well, you mentioned Monaghan. You see the difference between Ennis here and Ballon. Ennis is running a lot more out of acting half to try and link with his runners, where Ballon at the moment is more than happy just to pass as that ball goes over the dead ball line, and it limits Manly's creativity, doesn't it?
And it was a great set of 6 by the Broncos. They were making easy yards. It was a poor finish, it was a poor kick, but it's given them an opportunity to have an attacking kick. That's what they're doing so well. Brisbane, Manly, they're not making that many yards. They're running one out. They don't have much out of dummy half. It's all individual efforts and passing the ball and like underage stuff. Try your best. And they're kicking the ball out of their 30 or 40 metre zone every set of 6.
It's not a good set here from Manly. They're really struggling to get over the advantage line as Mark Bryant has hit in another solid tackle from Ben Hannett. Ballon's at acting half. Here's Cuthbertson. Fresh on the field. Now he pops it out the back to Warford. They've got numbers here though, Manly. Jamie Lyon. Now to Glenn Stewart. The Broncos defence is sliding well though. Bell stepping inside Moon. But tied it up there by Thaiday and Kennedy. Now out of acting half Orford. That ball may have been forward, I thought, to Cuthbertson, but no call from the touch judge or referee on 5. Now Orford, what's he going to do with this kick? It's high in the air. It's into the in-goal area, and back there to take it nice and comfortably is Reece Robinson.
Well, there's a nothing set. I don't want to harp on it, but there's nothing set there from Manly. They'll go on nowhere. I'll pop out the back. They come out the side, but they finish with an attacking kick. That's what they've got to do, but they've got to start going more direct, Manly. They can't be running sideways. Even their front rows, they're getting the ball standing start, trying to go sideways, look for the unload. Hit the ball on the advantage line. There's a few things that haven't changed in our game, and that's hitting the ball on the advantage line hard with a bit of footwork.
Good solid defence there on Ashton Sims. You hear that crunch from here from Bryant and Kite. Ennis dummies one way, goes the other to Kenny. His tackle 10 metres short of the line. The halfway line, that is. Now Ennis to Thaiday. Trying to get on the outside of line. Skipped out of the tackle, but Bell tied it up. That is the halfway line he plays it on. Now it comes to Carmichael Hunt. Good ball there to Kemp. Steps away, comes away from the touchline, and doesn't look to be much room for him there as Bell is one of the defenders. The other is Brent Kite. Last tackle here for the Broncos. Here's the kick from Wallace. It's a deep one into the in-goal area. Williams over his shoulder, watches it bounce, and that was very dangerous. That could have gone anywhere.
Yeah, look, you've got to have a go at the ball and take it on the full. But another poor finish to the set by Wallace. That's 2 kicks in a row he won't be happy with. Far too much weight on either, on both of them.
Surrender!
BJ Marsh getting ready to come on for the Brisbane Broncos. One would expect that he'll replace Ennis, and he will certainly add a little bit of spark around that play the ball area. Bryant, now Cuthbertson. They seem to be trying to go wide, Manly, because they can't go through the middle. They can't go wide either because they're not going through the middle. Now Menzies. Good ball there to Maddie. Now they're in a little bit of a space. He's away from the tackle of Eastwood, but stumbles, and Stagg comes up with the tackle right on the 30-metre line. Orford. Line. Menzies lurking. Here's Kite into a little bit of space, and I thought Kemp was going to intercept, but he was only looking at Glenn Stewart, and Bell flung the ground by Joel Moon. Last tackle here for Manly. Jamie Lyon now with the kick. It's a crossfield to the wing of Robinson, and Robertson is there. Robertson takes it out of the hands of Robinson and will score the try. It was a nothing kick, but he stole that one, Michael Robertson. I thought Reece Robinson had it covered, but Manly, they needed that. They're on the board. It's 10-4 with a kick to come.
Well, you don't have to paint a picture to get your points in. If they're painting the picture, it wouldn't be a good one. Mainly they went side to side, looked like nothing was happening. The kick looked like it come a bit off the side of the boot, but Robinson competed hard for the ball, didn't give up. Great take, a la a AFL player above his head.
They needed that, didn't they, Manly? They were really struggling. Let's see whether that will give them a little bit of a lift. And never took his eyes off it, did he, Michael Robertson? His 5th try of the season.
Well, look, I don't know their game plan, but it looks like they're trying to attack Brisbane on the fringes, on both sides of the fringes, work them over, move their big forwards around or their young forwards around, try to get them tired that way. But I'd like to see them try to punch them up the middle. I know it doesn't work straight away, but over time it does tire them out. You've got to make them do work, otherwise when they get the ball, the Broncos, they got so much energy. When they're all carting the football, they're all full of zinc.
Here's Matt Orford from right in front to add the extra 2. I think 10-6 is a true reflection of the difference between the two sides in the first half an hour of this game. Manly have done well to be only trailing by 4 if this is converted by Matty Orford, and it is. And so 10 points to 6. Brisbane lead Manly as we head down to the touchline. Scott Sattler.
Well, you're exactly right there, Mark. I don't think 10-6 is a true indication of the game. And you see PJ Marsh about to go on for Michael Innes, and I think to combat that, I think the Manly Seagulls really need to put Heath Lestrange on. Out of dummy half, he offers a lot of options. He can commit the markers and the tight defenders, and really give the outside men like Orford and Jamie Lyon a lot more space. I'd try to combat that as soon as possible if I was Des Hasler.
Interesting thing there, Sats, is that PJ Marsh is on, and so too is Michael Innes. We'll see what sort of a reshuffle that means for the Brisbane Broncos. One would suggest that David Stagg will go into the forward pack because Ashton Sims is the man that's off the field, and we might see PJ Marsh or Ennis playing at 5'8". Which one would that be? Ennis, do you think?
I think it'd be Ennis.
Here's Ballon.
I think you'd want your fresher guy in there at dummy half to get out there, and that'll be PJ, obviously.
Here's Kite, flat-footed there and under a little bit of pressure here as the defence tries to wrap him up. Just shy of the halfway line. Tackle number 4. Jamie Lyon is going to kick early in the count. It's over the head of Carmichael Hunt, who tried to catch. He got a hand to it. It's near the dead ball line, but he has it covered. But it means the Manly defenders are there to put some pressure on him. That's not the Carmichael Hunt step of old, that one. That was a pale imitation. Now here's an opportunity for Moon to get on the outside of Williams, but he can't, and Bell makes the tackle with Lyon. They do pick up some easy metres there to get them out of a danger area, but they're still only 23 or 24 metres out from their own line.
Here it is, hold here, hold, go.
Hannett throws it to no one. PJ Marsh is back there. He's got no one to pass it to at the moment. Now Denon Kemp is tackled at 32 metres out from his own line. This is their worst set of the match so far, the Brisbane Broncos, just lacking a little bit of organisation and cohesion there. Last tackle as Ennis, who stays in at acting half, gets the kick away, and Robertson has it covered. And he's up towards the 20, links up with Brett Stewart, and luckily for Brisbane their chase was good. Stewart had nowhere to go. Heath Lestrange is coming on for Manly as their 4th interchange as Matt Ballon comes from the field, and Lestrange gets into acting half now as Maddai will play it. Cuthbertson, it's away from Marsh. Initial contact from Eastwood didn't wrap him up either, but Eastwood comes again. David Taylor's out there for Brisbane. So a number of changes for both sides, and Glenn Stewart gives it to Jamie Lyon. There's not much there for Lyon as he's tackled just into Brisbane territory. Lestrange inside to Kite. Kenny missed the tackle, but timed up there by Wallace. Last tackle here for Manly. They get on the short side. Jamie Lyon is going to kick. Will it stay in play? Carmichael Hunt watches it. Not far away from being a good kick, although I think Jamie Lyon was hoping it would stay in the corner, and Carmichael Hunt would have had to have made a play on it.
Yeah, that's what you want, to keep Broncos in the field of play. The momentum's starting to swing. Manly's starting to get themselves back in the game. Jamie Lyon kicked it. He wanted to stay in. Great chase by Williams. A little bit too much of an angle on it. Carmichael Hunt did well there to shepherd it across the line. But
we're packing now.
You're right.
Hang on, not yet, Pete.
Broncos' last set of 6 was their worst for the game. You hope that they get a good one away now. They've got to get in there, either get your inside backs or your outside backs out there and get a good dummy half set out of there.
Yeah, good.
Get the ball down there and turn the screws on Manly.
They've got a couple of fresh forwards out there as well who've just come on. One of them, David Taylor, this man here, taking a hit up and then gets the offload away to Darius Boyd, who's hitting a terrific tackle. What a tackle that was from Cuthbertson, 5 short of halfway. Here's Kenny, shows it inside to Taylor. Makes the tackle himself. Kite was over the top. Wallace. Now it comes to Carmichael. Hunt gives it there to Denon Kemp. The ball was forward, says the referee. Kemp went into touch anyway. And the man making the tackle, David Williams, is not 100%.
It was a good setup there by the Broncos. Carmichael Hunt going at the line with numbers. They hung off him, Manly. I think the ball was on the inside there, back inside the Joel Moon, on a little bit more of an angle.
He's out of play. He's outside the field.
But Manly defended that well.
Let's go, guys. Pack it in.
Right there, keep me coming, mate.
All in. Come on,
The
guys. We're here.
referee's
Let's
asked
pack
3
it.
times to pack the scrum. They're just standing there and looking at each other.
Hold there, boys. No, Matt, get squarer, mate. No.
People pay money to watch the football, not like
Come on,
standing
mate.
around at a
Still
scrum
over
and
here.
have
Just get
a
here.
chat.
Well, he should penalise
We'll
it.
get here.
It's his position. It's Shane Haynes'
Okay, all right,
position to be in control of the game. It
That's
just
it,
showed
that's it. Put it in.
that the player said, we'll pack the
Oh, the
scrum when we're
Broncos
ready.
have penalised them there. The
guys.
Broncos broke before the ball was even in the scrum.
Let's just stay in, okay?
And he's warned
Next
them.
one will be a penalty. Stay in. Now stay in it. Ball in. Out. Better.
Nick Kenny, or
That's one,
David
release
Taylor, I
him.
should say, broke from that scrum before the ball was out, and he wasn't penalised. Here's off Lestrange stepping. Cuthbertson. Taylor there to make the tackle on Cuthbertson, trying to ride him to the ground. Right on the halfway line.
Go.
Lestrange. Orford inside to Menzies, standing, thought about offloading, but the ball was pinned to his chest by PJ Marsh.
Just stand up.
40
Steve.
metres out from the Brisbane line. Manly, can they score before half-time? They only trail by 4, but it's been all Brisbane so far in the first half. Brent Stewart dummy to his brother, and Peter Wallace didn't fall for it. Most would have thought that Brett would have ended up with it, but he didn't. Line. Out of Bryant.
5.
Last tackle here for Manly. Jamie Lyon points to the air. It goes that way. A floating bomb here. Robinson gets there. That's an awkward bounce. Carmichael Hunt can't get it, and Reece Robinson somehow didn't knock the ball on. Regathered before it hit the ground, then got back into the field to play. Gordy, aren't we seeing some circus tricks this afternoon?
Oh, well, it was a torpedo bomb. It went up high. It was swirling in the breeze. But in the end, they did a great job, a terrific job to get out and go. Not only one, stop Manly from scoring a try, but to get the ball back in the field of play. Big play there by the Broncos. There it is, bad bounce. I'll tap it forward. I get it, dive over the try line. Good pressure by Manly, a little bit too late.
Move, Matt.
It's just extraordinary.
Hold.
To regather first of all and not have a knock on, but then to get back in the field of play.
Is the circus in town, Mark?
Watch it carry.
No, it must be. If it's not, you can pay good money to watch this. Unbelievable. You had
Move, Michael.
Joel Clinton's catch earlier in the game, and then Denon Kemp's try. We've seen some terrific ball control. Shy of the halfway line, Steve Maddie will play it. We're inside that critical last 5 minutes before half time. Last night, with the exact same scoreline in Townsville, Cronulla went from leading 10-6 to leading 22-6 at half time. And that was the game. Orford. Cut out ball to Glenn Stewart. Gave it to Bell, who had no chance there because Denon Kemp was right on him. There's 2 tackles left in this set for Manly. Lestrange to Lyon. Lyon to Cuthbertson. He's got Maddie with him. Gets on the outside of Ennis. Turns it inside to Maddie. Maddie standing and coming in to really wrap him up then was Michael Ennis. Maddie could see him coming. Last tackle. Line puts it in the air, not deep enough though. Carmichael Hunt leaping high and takes it well and breaks 2 tackles and is finally wrapped up by Lestrange. Robinson. Manly certainly on top of the moment, I think, and Brisbane looking for half time.
Well, Carmichael Hunt, he's had a lot of injuries this year, but we keep on talking about the fullbacks. So Billy Slater, absolutely outstanding. Matt Bowen's injured, but Carmichael Hunt, how many did Queensland have? You wish one of them at the moment was a back row or a hooker or whatever. Oh, well, we got a hooker covered or a front row or whatever, but you've got to play them. I think we got to pick both of them.
Wallace. Kick from inside the 40, looking for touch. Strange kick with 3 minutes of play remaining. just to try and wind the clock down, but Manly are in no hurry to get to the scrum. So maybe both sides are looking for the break, although Manly now decide to run to the scrum. I would think any time an opposition side has a kick like that, it's incumbent on you to run to the scrum, because they don't want time off quickly, do they? They're saying we want to get to half time and wind the clock down.
Yeah,
look, should say no, you're not.
Stand around, let's pack it in now, we're here.
Well, it's a message that they're happy with the 4-point lead. Hopefully they don't come out in the second half, or they're waiting. A great opportunity there to kick, put pressure on Manly, turn them around in the corner, the same play, or kick it a bit longer.
Stewart now passing to Glenn, obviously hampered by that calf injury. Brett Stewart really hasn't stretched out. Kite forced back in the tackle, able to offload to Lestrange. Well, that went backwards. The referee's going to rule that it went forwards.
No, I've called held as he's gone pushed back. He's off. No, you lose the ball. It's here.
Well,
that's just the rule, mate. I don't make him. That's the rule.
Well, Shane, if you called held, it's a penalty.
Well, he's saying he called.
That penalty can go either way. That can be 50-50 then.
Well, he's called held as he passed it. That's what he's saying. He can't penalise in that instance.
Okay, well, he can penalise Brisbane for still pushing him back too. He can penalise Brisbane for carrying on with the tackle, because he ends up another 5 metres behind from where he passed the football.
Stand up.
I'm not picking on anybody, but I'm just saying it's a 50-50 call, isn't it?
Hang on, lock.
Well, the Broncos don't have enough players in the scrum.
Sam, get square.
Now Stagg comes in. These scrums are getting worse. Wallace to Hunt.
Mate, everything's got to get worse before it gets better, Mark.
DJ Marsh is tackled inside Manly territory. Can Brisbane take advantage of that? Eastwood tries to burst through the tackle of Menzies, Cuthbertson and Bryant. They bring him to ground 40 metres out from the line. So we've got about 70 seconds left in this first half as David Taylor, who's been given a rev up by Ivan Henjak in the press. Oh, there's a dangerous tackle. Brent Kite was involved there.
In a dangerous position, boys, okay?
And that could have an impact on the New South Wales Origin side.
We'll have to have a look at the replay. The referee was in a great position, didn't even put him on report. Did they put him down nicely? It might have looked bad, but did they put him down nicely?
Well, I think it may be all Mark Bryant. He knows. He put his hand between his legs, and that's just a no-no. I don't think Brent Kite can take any responsibility for that. I think that's all Mark Bryant. That will be looked at. Seen less than that placed on report, but it doesn't really matter, I suppose, because every tackle is looked at. They're going to come up with it. But what it does mean is that if it's placed on report, the Broncos could have made a free interchange there. That's where it does have an impact. So if it's on a play that you're going to interchange, say, I know it's close to half time, but you could get a free interchange out of it. Here's Ennis to try and add 2 points just before the break to make it a converted try, the difference. 20 metres in from touch, 29 metres out. Should have little trouble. He's in fine goal-kicking form as well as his general play. And Michael Ennis extends the lead right on half-time here at Suncorp Stadium. NRL Sunday Mother's Day. It is the Brisbane Broncos 12 leading Manly 6. And what has been a pretty interesting first 40 minutes of football. We will take a break and come back and review all the action.
On the next edition of Monday Night Football, the clock is ticking as Origin selection looms large. The Knights have a point to prove after copping a 44-0 hiding on their last visit to Olympic Park.
Well, they're just killing them. It is an absolute old-fashioned carve-up.
Most of the Storm's troops are backing up from Friday's centenary test against the Kiwis. With a heavy rep season on the doorstep, can they extend their winning streak to 5? Find out as Monday Night Football returns live on Fox Sports.
And what a game it promises to be, with a number of the Melbourne Storm players backing up from the test match. A real tough task for them on Monday Night Football back tomorrow night here at Suncorp Stadium. Still half time with Brisbane leading Manly by 12 points to 6, 2 tries to 1. Manly worked their way back into the game towards the end of the second half, but a penalty goal right on half time, giving us that 12-6 scoreline as Matt Orford leads the Manly side back out as we wait the arrival of the Brisbane Broncos. And Gordon Tallis, this is a real test here for Manly, trailing by 6 away from home, and against the Brisbane side without Lockyer, Hodges and Tony Carroll. I'm sure that they would think that they're a real chance of winning, even though the bookies had Brisbane $1.50 favourites. Manly, I'd be a little bit disappointed they haven't played better in that first half. Their completion rates, as we mentioned at the break, is what's letting them down.
Well, mate, the positives for Manly are they're still in the football game. They haven't been blown away. They're not 10 or 12 or 16 points behind. So they're still in the game. They've had a half-time break. Desi Hasler would have laid down the law. And if they can get a better kicking game in the second half, they're a massive chance of upsetting the Broncos here.
And the Broncos making them wait as Steve Maddai looks on. He's been strong in the first half. Jamie Lyon and Steve Bell have created some damage. Jamie Lyon's been pretty impressive today. He's tackled, only second in the tackle count behind Glenn Stewart. And here comes Sam Thaiday, leading out the Brisbane Broncos. They lead by 6 and they'll defend the northern or Caxton Street end of this wonderful ground.
He's been wonderful, Sam Thaiday, hasn't he?
Michael Ennis has played well as well. Scored a try and has kicked 2 from 3 so far this afternoon. Darius Boyd hasn't scored a try yet. Joint leading try scorer in the NRL. Can he cross this afternoon?
Chris.
Shane Haynes signals time on. We're underway for the second half as Brisbane defend the northern end of the ground, get first use of the football, running left to right on your screen as David Taylor has tackled just shy of that 20-metre line. As Thaiday now takes it over the mark up towards the 30. Stewart is there to make the tackle with Josh Perry. Kenny. Oh, they looked to line him up, but he spun away from Kite and Cuthbertson, who came again. And also there to make the tackle was Perry. Carmichael Hunt, first receiver on this occasion, takes them on himself. Other options, and there to make the tackle was Heath Lestrange. Now, Wallace with the kick straight down the middle of the field and finds a little bit of space, but a nice bounce for Stewart, who offloads to the debutant David Williams. And the chase is good from the Brisbane Broncos. So Manly now will have to work it out from their end and try and get to their kick to settle into this second half. Maddai almost bursting through. He only runs one way, straight and hard, Steve Maddai. What you see is what you get as Kite takes it forward.
Markers out there.
Lestrange, out of Stewart, Glenn. Thaiday with the tackle. Orford. Perry almost into space. Last tackle. Stagg with the tackle there. Lestrange dummying, kicking off Thaiday, not played at, but nice bounce there for Lestrange and intercepted by Joel Moon. It was a lucky one too. Otherwise Manly could well have been over in the corner.
Yeah, well, it was a better set of 6 there from Manly. They actually dinnered the Broncos line and they've come up with a mistake, the pressure.
Peter Wallace, the man who's lost the football.
A better set of 6 there by Manly. As I said, they dinnered the Broncos line. They were making better meters and come up with a mistake.
Jamie Lyon takes them on, almost gets through, 9 metres out from the goal line. Manly on the attack. Cuthbertson running the decoy. Brett Stewart, he almost stepped his way into space, pops it back to Kite. Outstanding Broncos defence. How did Manly not score there? Lestrange. Here's Orford. Lyon back on the inside, stripped there by Thaiday. Did he lose it? He lost it. Terrific defence from Brisbane.
That is great defence. All sorts of pressure, getting asked a lot of questions. The Matt Orford, Sam Thaiday, Matt Orford trying to do 2 things at once. Just take the line on, son.
Hold him there, Jamie.
He's disappointed there. He's not happy with that play.
Let's go down to the touchline, find out what happened at half time. Scott Sattler.
Well, both coaches very brief. Desi Hazlitt just basically telling his side to stay in the game, just keep going with them, and what they did that in the first few minutes of the second half. He's generally happy with the way they just got themselves back into the game against the Broncos that started so intensely. Wayne Bennett, same as the first half, just keep pressure on the halves like they just did then on Matty Orford, but most importantly, he just needs his side to stay up on their big men and cut down any second phase play.
Inside the 10, Manly. And a relieving penalty here for the Brisbane Broncos. 5-1 the penalty count now. Steve Menzies the man penalised there. And they received the most penalties in the NRL. Brisbane. And they've got a 5-1 count in their favour today.
Whiteley kicks it. Go.
Kenny. Cuthbertson and Lestrange there to make the tackle. Third man in, adding some assistance there was Josh Perry. Wallace inside the Thaiday. Taylor running the decoy, just ran straight over the top of Matt Orford. Wallace. Now Carmichael Hunt. Orford taken out of the play again by David Taylor in Brisbane with the tackle count restarted. As Danny Kemp comes away from the touchline. Bell with the tackle. Play on, says the referee, said play it. Now he's got to penalise him.
I called play it. I called play it. Take Bell off him. I called play it. He was held, he stopped, and then he ran. Hang on, mate. Right there. Go there.
After he called play it, he had no option, Shane Hayne, whether the player hears him or not.
Yeah, I always feel sorry for the players there.
Yeah.
I think you always know when you're held and whatever. It's always a 50-50 decision, a lot of grey area there, but got to be happy with the decision.
Well, Manly certainly will be. It's only their second penalty of the game. And Cuthbertson under pressure just throws it out the back, and Menzies got a very nice bounce. He gives it to Kite. Kite decides to take on Thaiday, gets away from him, but can't get away from the tackle around the legs of Michael Ennis. They're 40 metres away from the goal line as Maddai takes it forward.
Don't hold him, Steve. Marcus.
Lestrange, dummy to Kite, turns it inside to Orford, who put the foot down, looks for Bell, finds Bell, and is only 3 metres away from the goal line. Williams goes into acting half. Glenn Stewart a decoy. Orford runs behind Cuthbertson, kicks for himself. Carmichael Hunt is there and wins the race. Carmichael Hunt back there again to tidy up for the Brisbane Broncos.
Well, it's a better mix in the game there by Manly, but it's taken Maddai to come in from the centres and run straight. What they need is, I like the way they're shifting the ball and getting Brisbane on the edges as Orford goes through to link up with Bell. But it's a great mix. It's a better mix in their game, and here he is on the last play. He kicked it. No one's going to chase it. I'll come through myself. Carmichael Hunt once again.
Tough drop kick there for Cuthbertson as he had to use his feet and took a little bit of time and has tackled 30 out, but able to get the offload away to Stewart. He can get it offload away. Cuthbertson, it doesn't matter where he is or how much pressure he's under. He's thinking about keeping that ball alive as Kite takes it forward.
Michael.
Lestrange to Lyon. Lyon now to Glenn Stewart. Run around with Jamie Lyon. Pops the ball to Bell. Bell steps out of the tackle of Moon and scores. Manly could level it up here shortly, and it was good gap running, and Jamie Lyon was involved again, but Steve Bell scored the try. It's 12-10 with a kick to come.
Great setup by Manly. Got a repeat set, turning pressure into points. It's about going forward, straight and hard running. Good run around here. The footwork there of Bell, he was going to run a different hole, changing the awareness of change. Change his angle. Great run around to one of the best plays in the game. Bell was going to run off Stewart, come on the outside. Because he can find a try line as well, Steve Bell.
He can, but it's been a barren spell for him this year. That's just his second try. He'll be pleased to score it on the eve of Origin.
Mask complete.
12 points to 10. 21 metres out. And about 6 metres in from touch from Matt Orford. Not an easy conversion attempt. But this to level it up. They've started the second half well, Manly. So Orford here. The Brisbane fans getting in his ear and trying to put him off. But you won't even be hearing it. Maybe a little bit. It's on its way. He struck it very well. It never looked like missing. Straight over the black dot. 12 all. We're locked up. NRL Sunday from Suncorp Stadium. Manly, who are down 10-0, now find themselves level.
Yeah, there it was. Peter Wallace in two minds. Joel Mean didn't know whether to go out or come back in. It was a great constructed try there by the Manly Sea Eagles. Suddenly it's game on.
Stay outside, boys. Stay back.
This will test the Broncos now without their experienced leaders. They were very good when they were in front 10-0, but they certainly last 20 minutes, 25 minutes.
And that's the run that they need.
Steve Maddai going down a very short blind side. Just sensed since about the 20-minute mark, Brisbane just dropping off a little bit. At Manly certainly coming back into the game, and if they start completing some sets here, Manly. Here's Cuthbertson into space. They're starting to find a few little holes. Penalty as well. David Stagg.
Well, this is where I thought Manly were going to play them. Just around the ruck, they got a very busy back row. Good passes, good unloads. Beaver, great ball there. Just lacking one player, but they were trying to get him on the outside, but they weren't going upstream. They were going cross-stream all in the first half. Manly, great mix now.
Lestrange takes the tap. Offloads there to Perry. Now the forwards are starting to get a little bit of a roll on here on the back of consecutive penalties. And so often we see in this competition teams scoring after a penalty. Can Manly do it here to hit the lead for the first time today? Orford dummies inside and then is nailed again by Ennis. He hasn't fallen for it once today, Michael Ennis. He's nailed Matt Orford every time. Stewart, line, back to Orford. Now to Kite. Gives it to Menzies. Menzies tries to get away, standing, offloads back to Kite. Over the top. Awkward bounce there for Robertson. He gets away. No, he doesn't from Robinson. They shouldn't be allowed to be marked up against each other. We've also got Williams and Williamson. Here's Cuthbertson. Back to Orford. Orford then to Menzies into space. And Stephen Menzies can score a try and has. And Manly, who are 10-0 down, now lead 16-12 with a kick to come. Can you believe it?
Well, yes, I can. Manly, they're starting to wear them down. They're going up the middle. They're asking questions. They're denting the line. Little short plays, interchange of passing. Cuthbertson, Beaver, how many times has he done this? Steve Menzies, and then puts the foot on the gas. What's that, only his 168th try?
First for the season, though.
Yeah. I don't know, I'd still like to have his... I'd love to have $1 for everyone he scored. Look at that, great play, Steve Menzies. You see this so many times. Great vision, watching someone like Steve Menzies.
He's just been a terrific player. And I said in the pre-game show, Gordy, I hope he goes around next year. I just enjoy watching him play football. His defence is outstanding.
Great guy, professional attitude, professionalism, one of the good guys. Never hear a bad word about him on or off the field. Just one of those guys that that's been an ornament to the game.
So from right in front, Matt Orford. About 12 metres out. This to extend the lead. They trail by 10 points to 0. And they now lead by 18 points to 12. 2 tries in the first 12 minutes of this second half has blown the game wide open. His first try at Suncorp for Manly, Steve Menzies.
I reckon he might have scored one at Lang Park or the old ANZ Stadium.
ANZ he might have, but not at Lang Park.
When did they move from Lang Park? He started in 92 or 93. First grade has been a long time.
Trust me, I've been spotting those raccoons all day, Gordy. That's an ordinary play. The ball, he tried to play it too quickly. He was never to his feet, Josh Perry. And they're the penalties that kill coaches.
Instead, all the way up to play the ball, he still had a hand on the ground.
He didn't get to his feet here. Or did he?
Yes, he did.
Oh, I don't know. Did he have a hand on him?
Yeah. No, he's allowed to have hands on him when he played the ball, but his hand's got to be off the ground, hasn't it?
It does. He's got to get to his feet.
Well, his both feet were on the ground.
But he's got to get to his feet, and whether or not he had a hand on the ground, it was a tough call, but it's a penalty now that gives Brisbane an opportunity. And it's those sorts of calls and those sorts of incidents that can be turning points in games. Ennis now to Stagg. We saw Manly score on the back of a penalty before when we mentioned teams score it in the NRL after penalties in the NRL. Can Brisbane do it? They look like they're going to, but the ball was behind Denon Kemp, and that stopped the momentum, and Manly was able to regroup. 3 tackles left in this set for Brisbane. Wallace to the line goes Clinton, and he loses the football, and Brett Stewart comes up with it. They just tried for a little bit too much there, I think, Brisbane.
Well, they sure did. The play was on. Manly was short on the left. They were short on the right. They didn't have the numbers. Execution was a little bit off. Putting the ball as Cuthbertson. Manly is starting to make easy meters here. Broncos, they need to match their momentum now. They need to stand up tall here, the young guys. Someone needs to stand up.
Kite has tackled. Still haven't seen Derek Watkins this afternoon yet for Brisbane. So they're not playing with their full 17 at the moment. Maybe a couple of the forwards doing a little bit tough out there. There's the kick from Orford. It's into the corner, and Carmichael Hunt, it's an awkward bounce for him. He finally gets it, and Orford leads the chase with Maddai, and now Brisbane have got to work it out from 5 out from their own line. Robinson picked up and driven into the ground. Denon Kemp. They're 10 metres away from their own goal line. They've already had 3 tackles, and Cuthbertson was hurt in that tackle for Manly. He was never marker. He was never marker.
Too deep, Adam.
That's another penalty that hurt sides. They had Brisbane well and truly under the pump then. He got injured in the tackle, Cuthbertson, and never got to marker and never got back on side.
Well, it's the plays you don't want to happen. I think it's a soft play. He didn't want to get into position. He's thinking, oh, God, am I injured? Not playing the next play. Then I'm going to make the tackle and do all the hard work and then get up and push. And he wasn't worried about his injury then.
Ennis out of acting half. And PJ Marsh with the knock on. A little bit of feeling coming in out there. Michael Ennis was getting in players' ears when Manly made a mistake, and now the Manly boys enjoying that error. Steve Maddai lined him up there too, Ennis, after he passed it. Nice to hear a little bit of Nigel Gordy. The boys enjoying themselves.
Love it.
A little bit of feeling, a little bit of passion in the game.
And Wendell Sailor's coming back, and he's the best at it.
Maddai. Now gives it to Jamie Lyon, who tried to run straight over the top there of Joel Moon, who held on. Here's Maddai into a bit of space away from the tackle of Clinton. Carmichael Hunt and Thaiday are there to tidy up. 20 metres away now. Lestrange to Brent Kite into a yawning gap, and Manly are in. The Australian front rower has scored his first try of the season, and that may be the try that gives Manly the 2 competition points. Manly 22, Brisbane 12 with a kick to come.
Well, did they throw the game plan out at half-time? The first half, they were trying to go around them. Second half, we're going to go through this. Maddai's been probably the best player for Manly. Great determination, great run straight. Here we go, just come across. Overread it. Innes going up, trying to watch the ball, over-reading the play what's in front of you. Look at this, Lestrange, great ball here. Davis take him up. I don't know what Innes was doing then.
We mentioned in the first half how Innes was getting out of acting half and creates doubt. Well, now Lestrange did exactly the same thing then.
But to Innes' defence, he's had a lot of success at coming up and putting pressure on the ball plays, but he came up a little bit too hard then. put too much pressure on David Stagg. David Stagg, Lestrange did it perfect. Had to engage Stagg. A clear run to the try line for Kite.
You see Brent Kite when he was into space looking around thinking, hello, what's this? There's no
I don't get here too often.
There's no one near me. Orford now. 22 points to 12. This to make it 24-12. And there's only 21 minutes of play remaining. Manly, this second half, they have been on fire. Down to the touchline, Scott Sattler.
Well, looking at the Brisbane Broncos down here on ground level, their body language says that they are absolutely shell-shocked. They have no response to a lot of the Manly plays, but it's that man Heath Lestrange that we spoke about before the game, during the game I should say, and his options around the ruck, being able to commit players in defence and getting across the face of the Broncos defensive line and getting across that far when they've been so used to nailing Orford and players alike before they're getting to link up with any players. They have to get back to that. Ennis and PJ Marshall, I think, are the two players that are the key to get them back into this game.
This is where they miss their experienced players, Gordon, when they're under the pump and
Release 2.
under pressure. Glenn Stewart.
Well, I think they released the valve off. They're 15 minutes to go in the first half. And it hasn't stopped yet. And no one's put their hand up to stop, to stop the rut. Get them back, get the momentum coming back your way. Now Manly pop the ball out the back. Brisbane is still waiting for it. It's been knocked on the ground.
No real chase there from the Broncos, and Cuthbertson was able to stand there and
that was
think,
5 seconds, and he stood up, and no one still moved up to make a tackle. That's what Brisbane they're all waiting. All waiting for something to happen.
Orford kicking into the corner. Will it find touch? Carmichael Hunt says no, it won't. It wasn't going to, so he had to play it. Good tackle, Steve Maddai. Now let's see how Brisbane work it out from their own end here. Denon Kemp tackle. They're inside the 20. They're right in centre field. A few of their players struggling to get back on side. There's no one there at acting half, and so Denon Kemp has to go in there. He darts himself, and Cuthbertson comes up with a solid tackle. And that hurt Lestrange. You can see under his right eye. Clash of heads there with Kemp.
Yeah, he's got a cut on the cheek. 4.
It's hurt him.
Right into the shoulder on the chin, wasn't it? And then was the head of Kemp onto Lestrange. It was, wasn't it?
Good shot there by Cuthbertson. Right around the football. That's what should happen when wingers come into easy meters or cheap meters.
Stay in close.
Defend your territory, boys.
Wait there, go closer.
Denon Kemp should say, well, some of you blokes get in here at acting half. I'm a winger. I've scored my try. Here's Wallace kicking from inside the 40, looking for a 40-20, but Brett Stewart has it covered. 20, 30, now 40 metres out from his line as he's met by the Broncos defence. They need a momentum shift here, Brisbane. They need it quickly because time is running out. Brent Hannett trying to come up with something special. We've got 20 minutes remaining, 9.5 to go. And they're down by 2 converted tries, and to be honest, Gordon, since they scored their second, Brisbane, they haven't really looked like scoring.
No, well, they haven't. They've gone away from their game plan. They've gone away from what works. It's like they've shut up shop and think that they're going to defend themselves to a victory.
Lestrange. Interesting to see how long Des Hasler keeps him out there for. Because they've been good since he's been on, Heath Lestrange. Now lined with the high kick, Carmichael Hunt stands his ground again and takes it under pressure from Williams.
Well, what can you say that hasn't already been said about Carmichael Hunt? Just composure, just great composure under the high ball. It's been outstanding. He's just been simply outstanding.
12 offloads to 2. We mentioned before the game that Manly has the most offloads in the NRL per game. Brisbane concedes the most.
Anybody that's been to a rugby league game, as Benny Hennett goes down, anybody's been to a rugby league game.
Just let him go, guys.
Well,
Is that your blood, Luke?
it's his jaw. Is his tooth gone through his lip, maybe? Clash of heads. How did Luke Williamson get up?
Hey?
Well, you got to get up.
But how?
Heads, mate.
I know it sounds barbaric, but you just train not to let people show that you're hurt. You got to stand to your feet.
Yeah, but
it's
if
just the mentality of a
but
forward.
if you're
You've got to get up.
unconscious, you can't. How did it not get knocked out?
Well, how do boxers? It's just
He's been copped some knocks around the head before to
look at his
Luke
lip.
Williamson.
Got some water? Grab some water. Just grab some.
Just don't,
And Williamson's got nothing wrong with it. A little bit of a nick under the eye.
Well, I'll tell you why you get up, because when you're a forward and you want to play, and the way you get respect is not scoring tries, it's by standing up and being tough and not letting your mate down, and that's why forwards get up. That's why he stood up, and sometimes a bit of blood is the badge of honour that you get, and it goes with the territory.
Well, he can't continue playing Luke Williamson with the blood. He's out the back. Shane Hayne getting them all on side. Clinton throwing the ball wide early here. The Broncos. Wallace, he just lost his footing. And then over the top to complete the tackle was Perry. Can I ask the question, Gordy, what you would have done if someone did that to Alfie?
Well, look,
There's nothing illegal in it.
I know there's nothing illegal in it, and the ref just called it right.
That's true. But if someone would have done that to your halfback, how would you have reacted?
There's not blood in his mouth.
Well, you've got to wait till he gets the ball. You can't run and you can't take laws in your own hands. I didn't see that part. You didn't see the arm come down there. Let's see if he does attack the head. If he just flops on him with his body, I don't have a problem. It is uncalled for, but it is part of the game. And I'll tell you what, front rowers get the opportunity to tackle halfbacks once a game.
And here it is again. We'll get a better shot of it here.
No, I don't have a problem with it.
Let's see what happens next time Perry gets the ball. Now it goes back to Williams. We've just seen there's a good shot from PJ Marsh. Maybe this might be the spark the Broncos need, seeing Hannett go off with that head clash and Perry over the top on their halfback. There's Wallace. We go down to the touchline. Scott Sattler.
We hit the nail right on the head there, Mark Braybrook. Just talking about the body language and how it has changed since that Josh Perry hit. The body language of the Brisbane Broncos is all about revenge. Sam Thibault very theatrical as Josh Perry breaks through a good tackle.
And he loses the football in the tackle as well. And the Broncos come from everywhere to congratulate Eastwood, and don't the fans love it here? This is what it's about, Gordy.
This is exactly what it's about. The hair just standing up on the, well, I don't have any on my head, on the back of my neck. This is what you play football for. Stand up, boys, big counter. Josh Perry, I'll take yous on. I'm not frightened. I've used great run. Just the last play, did he get stripped? Well, maybe not. He just probably carried on. Maybe there was a hand in there. About time there's a bit of feeling. But, you know, this is a big game for Broncos as a club. They've got all their players out. Not a team performance with all their stars out. Do they stand up?
Can't strike for the ball till the ball gets in there. Let it
The
get
character
in
of
first,
all their young guys, this legacy that's going to live on, is it still there?
Out.
Can the Broncos score some points, though, to get themselves back in the game? 16 and a half to go. Time is running out. They need 2 converted tries just to level it up. Here's Thaiday running into the meat of the pack, and the Manly defence is there to meet him. Lyon, Kite and Williamson. PJ Marsh has gone into acting half and gives it there to Joel Moon. He's over near the touchline. He's lost the football. It was stripped, says the referee. So maybe we're seeing a change in momentum here. A little bit of a shift.
Well, this is what happens as footballers. You feel the momentum shift and you think you've got to do something different, and you start playing their footballs and pulling it out, and then you've got to work harder. Leave the football alone. Make the tackle. Have confidence in your teammates.
The Broncos, 2 converted tries behind, and if they score here, you reckon Manly will start to hear the footsteps. Sim will play. Christian Sims is about 15 metres away from the line. Clinton, Wallace, Carmichael Hunt. Good ball there to Darius Boyd. About 12 metres away from the line. Wallace to Clinton. I don't know whether he can run, Joel Clinton. He's playing second receiver at the moment. Stagg. Inside the 20. They're not going forward here, Brisbane. Plenty of passing, but no one running forward. Now Carmichael Hunt. with nothing on, has to go himself. This is an ordinary set, and PJ Marsh throws his hands in the air and says, what are we doing? Last tackle, it goes to Wallace. Can they get a repeat set? It's on the full. Bell takes it in the in-goal area, 20-metre restart.
Does it have to go above your shoulders?
No, just on the full.
Beautiful. Just asking.
But that was an ordinary set there from Brisbane.
It was. Well, it's like they've changed jerseys at half-time. The Broncos have come out and put in a Manly second half where they're not confident, they're not going forward, and Manly's defence has stepped up. Their defence has been better. They're stopping Brisbane. They're meeting them in the tackle. And Brisbane, they're struggling a little bit. They're struggling a little bit. They're trying to put their foot on the gas now. They're trying to match Manly. They know their time's running out, but they need points very soon.
Williamson is tackled, 10 short of halfway. Here's Lestrange. It comes to Orford. Kite now goes forward. There was no one to pop the ball back. He had that arm free. Robertson came just a little bit too late. Orford now. Stewart is running. Glenn Stewart coming in. Williams couldn't get the ball. Last tackle here for Manly. How long before they start thinking about a drop goal? Here's Orford, puts the ball in the air. It's behind Kemp as it bouncing over the touchline. Williams can't get it back in the field of play. So the scrum will pack down. Let's see what Brisbane's urgency's like here to get to the scrum. Ashton Sims is down on his haunches. No one really running back, and there's Darren Lockyer watching on.
He's in the coach's box. I think there'll be a fair side of Darren Lockyer in the coach's box in the future.
Someone was telling me recently he is super keen, the coach.
Yeah, definitely. He will coach the Broncos as soon as he retires.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right there for the whistle, boys. Just stay still. Just stay
I
still.
was told that by someone the other day.
I was told about 10 years ago.
I never thought him as a coach, but he is, I'm told, super keen and will be after Ivan Henjak. Forget about Craig Bellamy, but Lockie will be the one after Ivan.
Yeah, well, they weren't going to move mountains to get a coach. Brisbane wanted a coach that wanted to come here and be with the joint, but I'm sure that the bloke that's in the job now, unless it was a Bellamy, like one of the super coaches of our game, they're going to bite time until Darren Lockyer is ready to take over the job.
Eastwood up towards the 30. And Jamie Lyon injured there for Manly. Still down just behind that play the ball. So they're down in the defensive line, Manly. Stagg, Williamson. I can't believe he's still out there. I'm sure that it's a nasty cut too for Hannon on that lip. We'll find out how he is a little bit later as now they turn it over here. The Brisbane Broncos.
0. Go. Dominant 1. Let him stand up.
Steve Bell coming from the field for Manly. Looks like he may have suffered an injury to his hand.
Watch your lift.
Just his right arm being dragged by his body. He's going straight up the tunnel, Steve Bell. As now Menzies milks the penalty, and that should be the game from right in front.
Next time you just hold the ball. Yes, but you just stay here, okay?
They'll take the 2, and that will be enough. And that's 320 odd games of experience.
Exactly, and it is the correct decision. I was thinking Manly got to put a field goal here, not wait, not let Brisbane get back into the game and search for one. Steve Menzies, isn't it 3 million games? It's like he's been around with the dinosaurs, old Beaver.
And while that was happening, I was watching Steve Bell. He went straight up the tunnel with his right arm just dangling by his side. And that's not a good sign for Manly. But what about the comeback here by the Sea Eagles? And there's plenty of Manly supporters who have made the trip, and they are enjoying themselves.
In the Brookvale Borough. Look at them over there.
Orford from right in front. He hasn't struck it very well. He's missed it. Well, is that the lifeline? And they're not happy, or they're not as happy as they were. Is that the lifeline that Brisbane needed?
Oh, well, they just got to finish the
left?
set. No, well, they've got to finish the set good. Manly, they still got an opportunity to put the game out of reach at the end of this set.
Here's Bryant, who's on the field for Manly, returning it. They've got to get themselves within drop goal range, as Matt Orford can strike them. Here's Glenn Hall to pick up 10 metres there. Heath Lestrange still out. We almost lost that. They're going away from the post here as Williamson gets the arms free. Robertson away from the touchline. They're inside the 20, but they're not at a great position on the field. Orford. Kite runs the decoy. Glenn Stewart now. Pops the ball back to Jamie Lyon. Joel Moon with a good tackle on this occasion. 4 tackles gone. Menzies looking around to see where Jamie Lyon is. David Williams runs from acting half. This is a great position for them. Matt Orford right in front. Brent Kite's running the decoy. Comes back to Orford. He's going to kick across field. It's going to be too deep, is it? Robertson and Robinson. Staggs lost it. And Brett Stewart, he can score a try, can't he? Was it knocked on by Robertson, or was it Robinson? And has Brett Stewart scored himself another try, and has Manly sealed it? Those questions and many more will be answered in the next 30 seconds, hopefully.
Well, the first question, are they all onside?
These are the days of our lives.
Second question is, was anybody taken out from the Broncos or Manly? No.
That's gone back.
He knocked it back into David Stagg. Stewart on the spot. There wouldn't be too many games I tell you, there wouldn't be 2 games in a row where he goes without not getting across the try line.
That's his 7th for the year.
That's the big question for me. When Robinson touched it, where did he leave the field of play, and did it go forward? This is the best angle.
I thought it went back. That's gone back.
I'm happy for it to be a try. I don't think the Brisbane fans will be happy.
I thought he'd taken the wrong option, Orford, from right in front, put the kick cross field, because we saw Cronulla and Penrith. Cronulla declined to take a drop goal when they had the chance. Penrith come back and win the game, and I thought Manly would have taken it there, but they've scored the try, and that will seal the game.
Well, we saw Brisbane trying to wind the clock down. Here comes the decision.
And there it is, try to Brett Stewart. He gets himself his 7th of the year, and he is a try-scoring freak. He just always seems to be in the right spot at the right time. He can score him at Brookie, and he's broken his duck at Suncorp.
Yeah, great play. Matt Orford, he didn't want to shut up shop. Great kick under pressure. Great running jump there by Robinson. Funny thing is, there was the same amount of people in the picture for both sides. So Brisbane did try to defend it good. They're getting back Darius Boyd, Robinson, they got up. Or the Robinsons, they both got up. And Brett Stewart, New South Wales fullback, do you think, tonight? When does that get announced?
Tomorrow. No, Tuesday.
Tuesday.
New South Wales, Tuesday morning, Queensland, Tuesday afternoon. And Brett Stewart, he can score a try. 77 tries in his career, and one would suggest by the time he's finished, I'm going to go out on a limb, he will be the greatest try scorer of all time. He will score more tries than anyone else in the history of the game.
Someone scored 200.
Ken Irvine holds the record for the most tries. Over 200, yeah. But he will pass
big
that.
Statement.
There you go.
It's a massive statement. Oh, look, mate, I hope so.
212, I think it is, for Ken Irvine.
Because I know that Steve Menzies at 168 is a massive effort.
Yeah. I reckon that Stewart scores them that regularly that he will pass Ken Irvine. Here's Orford. Strikes it. Adds the extra 2 to rub a little bit of salt into the wound. And Brisbane led 10-0. They now find themselves trailing by 30 points to 12. And that's an embarrassing scoreline for the Broncos.
Well, it is. It's just a tale of 2 halves. Brisbane were absolutely outstanding in the first half. The last 10 minutes, they took the foot off the pedal, opened the door for Manly, and they've taken the opportunity.
Full credit to Manly for withstanding. They were pretty ordinary in the first 20 minutes, couldn't complete any sets, and Brisbane were all over them. But they hung in there, as their coach Des Hasler told them at half-time, and they've been rewarded. 30 points to 12. Let's head down to the touchline. Scott Sattler.
We saw a player from each side head down the tunnel to see medical staff. Benny Hannett just getting some stitches in his lip as we speak, and with the time the way it is, we can't see him coming back on. Steve Bell, centre for the Manly Sea Eagles, made his way of holding his what we thought was a shoulder. It was actually his bicep. He's got a slight strain to his bicep. He definitely will not come back on, and they'll just see how it progresses throughout the week.
Steve Maddai there trying to throw the impossible ball, and I'm sure that Des Hasler wouldn't be happy with that, even though they are leading 30 points to 12.
Sure you get both arms over the top, please.
As the pass wasn't one of his better options today, and he's had a terrific game, Steve Maddai.
Yeah, I think he's been Manly's best. I think Jamie Lyon's been very strong. The Beavers been strong. Matt Orford's been strong.
You could argue too that Carmichael Hunt has been one of the best players on the field.
Carmichael Hunt's in the top 3 players on the field in my eyes.
Stand now. Hold. Go.
David Stagg plays it. Clinton. Okay, Gordon, it's state of origin time now for the Broncos. They're going to lose players for next week. They've already lost Hodges and Carroll and Lockyer with injury. They'll lose Hodges with origin even if he's fit. They're going to lose, you would suggest, Thaiday and Carmichael Hunt at the bare minimum out of this side. Where are they situated? They've got Cronulla next week.
Well, you think they're going to play without Bird and Gallen as well. So Wallace against Kamali.
Stagg.
Look, I think Brisbane have learnt to get through this origin period now. It's taken us 21 years, or it has taken them 21 years.
Nice kick here from Wallace, but Brett Stewart has it covered, and I thought for a minute he was going to jink his way through, but he may have hurt his leg. They're very slow to play the ball, just giving his support players time to get into acting half as Brent Kite gets a well-earned rest for Manly, and Adam Cuthbertson is going to come back on, and that is their 9th interchange for the Sea Eagles with 6 minutes of play remaining as the Brisbane Broncos fans head to the exits.
And the big question is, Darren Lockyer with his arthroscope, did they find much damage there? How much did they find? And if it was not much damage, I saw Shane Webke play within 6 days.
Yep.
Got an operation on Monday and played Saturday night.
And Robertson did well to keep the ball in play then. Back to Cuthbertson, and now
Let him go, Douglas.
Blake Williamson has tackled over the top. Stagg around the legs, PJ Marsh. Now here's Orford kicking towards the touchline, and he finds it too. And back to that, we mentioned it in the first half. I think that kick just before half-time from Brisbane, when they looked to find touch to wind the clock down 3.5 minutes out from half-time, I reckon that would have given Manly a lift.
Yeah, well, if it doesn't, it just says that they're happy where they are in the game. Well, when they shouldn't have been happy because they had more opportunities that they didn't score the points that they would like to have scored. And Manly would have went into the half-time. Gee whiz, these guys aren't confident of scoring any more points against us in the first half. 3 minutes ago, a perfect opportunity to put in an attacking kick.
But the Broncos, it was Manly hadn't scored after 27 minutes. Right, so
but in saying that, one play does not lose you a game of football.
No, it doesn't. But what it does, it gives the opposition. I thought it just gave Manly a bit of a confidence in that. Hang on a minute, these blokes are winding the clock down. We're not even at half time. And when you consider that in 13 minutes before half time, Manly hadn't scored a point, and now they're up to 30. It's been an enormous turnaround. Bide. PJ Marsh out of acting hard. Carmichael Hunt. Kemp can run. So too can Williams, obviously. Good tackle from the youngster on debut. He'll remember this game. Wallace under pressure on the last tackle. PJ Marsh kicks straight to Orford and then throws it back to Robertson. Brett Stewart is out on this left wing. That's why he's not out there. His calf cannot be even close to 80%, you would suggest. Maybe he might be in a little bit of doubt for Origin if he's struggling. Because Origin is a different level than this, Gordy.
Well, I might put my doctor's hat on. I think hamstrings and calves, they're fatigue-related injuries. I know that you can do them early, but this is a time where I'd be getting him off. But Desi has us worried about winning this game of football as they just make another replacement as the Beaver comes off.
That's their last interchange, so they won't be bringing Brett Stewart off. What we got to go? 3.5 minutes remaining. As Orford puts the ball high in the air. Carmichael Hunt over his shoulder. He's not going to catch this one. He is. Play on, says the referee.
Play on.
And he's able to get away. I thought he was in the in-goal area, but the referee said he went from the field of play. That was another terrific take.
Great take. Carmichael Hunt.
Shelling peas.
He's been unbelievable today under the high ball. Didn't have much to go to. Look at that. Never took his eyes off the football, and if he wasn't in the in-goal...
he was almost in Caxton Street.
I think he was at the hot dog stand.
For those youngsters who wonder what shelling peas is, Gordy, you used to be able to buy fresh peas and shell them before frozen peas came along.
Was that when you had slate too? That's good.
Close to it. Close to it. And milk. You used to get milk every day. Yeah. Used to sit out in the sun for hours and then you'd drink it more.
For all those people born this century, don't listen. we're happy with buying frozen peas.
Because they double as injury ice packs as well.
Yeah, oh, they do.
So you get value for money. You can't do that with fresh peas, can you? 100%. 2.5 to go. 30 points to 12.
Roll in here.
Manly, a terrific win for them today. That will take them level
Head in there, head in.
with the Brisbane Broncos on the competition table. And this will be the third time this year Manly scored. They kept the try scoreless in the second half as Stewart loses the football. He tried to keep it alive. I thought for a moment they were a chance of going in again here, the Sea Eagles. So with the result here today, Manly go to 12, Brisbane stay on 12, the Gold Coast out in front on 14. And in Monday Night Football, Melbourne have the chance to join the Gold Coast on top of the Telstra Premiership after 9 rounds.
Well, it's been a great second half here by Manly. I think Des Hasler will be really pleased with the way they've bounced back. They haven't played good in the first half, but they hung in there with their defence. Their defence has been keeping them in games. It got them to the grand final last year. But he'd be really pleased with their attack. They changed their game plan. They went through the middle. Moon. Great defence again. Well read by Jamie Lyon.
Marsh. Now it comes from Wallace. Running onto it here is Taylor. Just shy of the halfway line. He plays it. 8 to PJ Marsh. A little bit of a roll on here for Brisbane. Can they finish with a flourish? Forward pass. Back on the inside to Carmichael Hunt. He streaks away. But there was no doubt that ball was forward. He got the call from the touch judge, Jeff Eunice.
And Brett Stewart is not right. He didn't even chase.
He's on his haunches at the moment. This ball was clearly forward, back on the inside. No doubt about it.
It's a very hard pass to throw, that one. You've got to actually turn your shoulders a little bit more. It's very hard to do when you're running pretty much the opposite way. Pretty much been the story of the second half for the Broncos, but Brett Stewart, he gave up chase very early. He's sort of limping, hobbling a little bit in the back play.
Stay still.
He still scored a try today.
Oh, he's a freak. Well, I was going to say he had a quiet game for the standard that he set himself. He's had a quiet game because you normally see him popping up everywhere and pokes his head in everywhere and backs up. He's still there, but he hasn't had the same impact. So you can tell that he's playing a little bit injured, but that's what the great players do.
The clock winding down. Manly trying to find some more points. And with the table so congested, who knows what for and against may be at the end of the year. I know it's a long way away. There's the siren. Jamie Lyon takes on Moon, who makes the tackle. And it's full time at Suncorp Stadium. And Manly has scored a resounding win over Brisbane by 30 points to 12. The Broncos led 12-6 at half-time. The second half, 24 unanswered points from Manly. What a win. A terrific win from the Sea Eagles. And the Broncos, they really missed their experienced players. And that will do the confidence of the Manly side the world of good. They've got the Cowboys down in Gosford next Saturday night. And that will be a big task for the Cowboys without their origin players. But Stephen Menzies scored try number 3,410 in game 5,000. He's downstairs with Scott Sattler.
Well, Steve, it's hard enough to beat the Broncos at the best of times, but up here it's a great win. Great for the confidence, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. We hadn't been playing too bad. We were obviously coming off a bye, so lost a little bit of momentum there. The Broncos on top of the table. I suppose they, a bit unlucky. They lost a couple of players, which sort of helped us a bit. But yeah, good win.
You must be pleased with the composure.
Yeah, it was. We're on a bit of under the pump there early on in the first half, and I thought we clawed our way back to, what was that, 12-6, I think, at half-time. So really good composure and, just a good effort to go on with in the second half.
And you're still finding the try line. It was Cliffy Lyons 25 years ago, but now it's Matty Orford forming up a pretty good combination for another try.
Yeah, he's been going great, Ox. He keeps getting better and better, and that's about my distance these days, about 12 metres.
And congratulations on the win, mate, and well done for your own form as well.
Cheers, thanks, mate.
Oh, I think he's underselling himself there, Stephen Menzies, 12 metres. Even in open space, I'd backing him against most players now as the Manly players thank their supporters who have travelled a long way to enjoy this win, and they will enjoy it on Mother's Day. And arguably one of the best players on the field, Carmichael Hunt for Brisbane. What a game he had. He tried his heart out. He's downstairs with Scott Sattler.
Well, Carmichael, you didn't need half time, did you?
Yeah, oh, mate, you know, that classy side, as you say, the break should have probably got them on the ball. I mean, it was more of a probably penalty to us than it was to them. So to their credit, they come out in the second half to play some tight football around the ruck and they got us. So.
Where'd you drop off? Was it mainly just around the ruck? You a little bit loose around the ruck, do you think?
I think it started from our line speed and aggression. We come out in the second half and they're getting too many quick play the balls, and if you do that against a side like that, it's got a lot of quick players out wide, they're going to kill you.
You got the Sharks down at Shark Stadium next week. Origin players out. There needs to be a slight change in attitude, doesn't there, with the Origin players being away?
Oh yeah, there does. I mean, obviously we'll work on that during the week. You know, Sharks are class, so they've been playing some good football over the past month or so. So we're going to be on top of our game there.
Congratulations on your own form today, mate.
Thanks, mate.
The terrific scenes here at Suncorp. The Manly supporters are on their feet. The players are over there. The Manly chant is up. It's just like being back at Brookie from a boy for the Northern Beaches, Gordy. That is terrific scenes to see these people who've come up. They got their maroon and white, and the players are showing them the respect they deserve.
Mate, well, that's
what footy's about.
That's exactly what it's about. Passionate fans that come and they support their team in good times and bad times. But I think Brisbane, they're a little bit lucky, and sometimes their fans, they don't realise how good it is in New South Wales.
A break and back with more.